Weird American laws.
Imagine this dusty, sun-baked Arizona morning on a small family farm outside Phoenix. The desert heat is already shimmering off the red dirt. Roosters are crowing, horses are swishing their tails, and you, a cheerful farmer in a straw hat, are carrying a big, overflowing bucket of fresh kitchen scraps. Yesterday's pizza crusts, half-eaten tacos, wilted lettuce, old bread, and some very questionable leftover chili. Your happy herd of pigs is snorting and squealing with pure joy at the fence, tails wagging like crazy, ready for their favorite breakfast. You lift the bucket with a big smile, ready to dump the delicious garbage into their trough, when suddenly, tires screech on the dirt road. A white pickup truck with Arizona Department of Agriculture stickers slides to a dramatic stop, kicking up a cloud of red dust. An official in a serious hat and sunglasses jumps out like he's raiding a meth lab and points straight at your bucket. "Hold it right there, farmer. You are in direct violation of Arizona state law. You cannot feed garbage to pigs without a valid state-issued permit." You freeze mid-dump, bucket tilted, looking at him like he just grew a second head. "It's just leftovers from my own kitchen. My pigs love this stuff." The inspector doesn't even crack a smile. Doesn't matter if it's pizza, tacos, or prime rib. Feeding any uncooked or untreated garbage to swine without an official permit is strictly illegal in the state of Arizona. Put the bucket down slowly. Yes, this is a real, wonderfully absurd, and still technically active law in Arizona. You need a government permit to feed garbage to pigs. Stick around. We're diving snout first into one of the most comically over-regulated farm laws in the American Southwest. Why does Arizona care so much about what pigs eat for breakfast? Who decided that yesterday's taco scraps required bureaucratic approval?
Subscribe and drop a like.
Is it still enforced? And what kind of chaos happens when a simple farmer tries to give his pigs dinner leftovers? By the end of this video, you'll never look at a pig trough or your own fridge leftovers the same way again. Welcome to Law Tunes USA, the channel that fearlessly drags America's strangest, dumbest, and most barnyard bureaucratic laws into the spotlight with bright cartoons, savage satire, and non-stop laughs. Today's episode is pure farmyard comedy gold. No feeding garbage to pigs without permit in Arizona. Farm law. This law sounds like it was written after one very expensive veterinary bill. Officially, it exists to prevent the spread of dangerous diseases like swine vesicular disease, trichinosis, and African swine fever. The state wants to make sure that any garbage, pretty much any food waste that isn't commercially processed and heat-treated, is properly cooked or treated before it reaches a pig's stomach. But in everyday practice, it means that if you want to recycle your kitchen scraps to your backyard pigs instead of throwing them in the trash, you technically need to fill out forms, pay a fee, get inspected, and receive an official state permit first. The rule is delightfully strict and specific. No feeding uncooked or untreated garbage to swine without a valid permit. No loopholes for, "It's just a few scraps from my own table." No loopholes for, "My pigs have been eating this for years and they're fine." Just pure desert bureaucracy applied to pig breakfast. Let's animate the glorious chaos. A cheerful Arizona farmer is whistling a happy tune while carrying an overflowing bucket of kitchen scraps toward the pig pen. The pigs are lined up at the fence, snorting excitedly, tails spinning like propellers. He lifts the bucket with a big, proud smile, ready to dump it all in, when suddenly, tires screech and a cloud of red dust explodes. An agriculture inspector jumps out like it's a SWAT raid, pointing dramatically at the bucket. "Drop it! Do you have a garbage feeding permit?" The farmer freezes, bucket still tilted. What now?" The inspector pulls out a thick clipboard. "Without a permit, this is illegal garbage to swine feeding. Put the bucket down slowly, sir." Cut to the courtroom for maximum satire. The defendant stands there still holding his now empty bucket, straw hat crooked, looking utterly confused. The judge slams the gavel so hard the bench shakes. "You have been charged with unauthorized feeding of garbage to swine. How do you plead?" The farmer shrugs helplessly. "Not guilty, Your Honor. It was just pizza crusts and old tacos." The prosecutor dramatically waves photos of the happy pigs. Your Honor, this man was recklessly feeding untreated food waste. He could have started a full-blown swine epidemic across the entire state. The defense lawyer pleads, "Objection! My client was simply trying to be environmentally responsible and reduce food waste." The judge sighs the deep sigh of a man who has seen too many pig-related crimes. Guilty as charged. Fined $750, and you are ordered to obtain a proper garbage feeding permit before feeding any more scraps. Next time, buy commercial pig feed like a law-abiding Arizona citizen. The what-if scenarios are pure cartoon comedy. A sweet grandma saves all her vegetable peelings for her pet pigs. The inspector shows up at dawn. "Ma'am, where's your permit for those carrot tops?" A hipster urban farmer tries to market
Subscribe and drop a like.
organic Arizona garbage-fed pork on Instagram. The live stream gets shut down mid-feed. Content terminated for unlicensed garbage feeding. Kids at a 4-H fair try to give their prize pig some fair leftovers. Officials swarm the pen. Even kids need permits in Arizona. A busy restaurant owner wants to donate kitchen scraps to a local pig farm. The farmer has to fill out 3 forms first. Sorry, your lasagna scraps are considered a biohazard until properly permitted. Even if the law isn't heavily enforced on every tiny hobby farm, it perfectly shows Arizona's special talent for turning simple, everyday farm life into a heavily regulated, permit-required activity. Because nothing says Wild West freedom like needing government paperwork to feed your pigs yesterday's leftovers. Bonus ridiculously over-regulated Arizona farm and animal laws. No feeding garbage to pigs without a permit, today's snout champion. No hunting camels, still in the books. No driving in reverse in certain towns. And don't forget the famous donkey bathtub law. Arizona doesn't just have desert, it has desert bureaucracy with a side of pig regulations. So here's the final verdict, dripping with sarcasm and a little barbecue sauce. Is it illegal to feed garbage to pigs in Arizona without a permit? Technically, yes. The law is still sitting there like a hungry pig waiting at the trough. Practically, you probably won't get raided for a few carrot peels. But why risk becoming the next LawTunes star with a shiny new swine garbage violation ticket on your record? Next time your pigs are hungry and you have a bucket of leftovers, maybe just cook them first, or spend an afternoon filling out that permit. Your choice, partner. If this muddy, snout-filled, bureaucratic story made you laugh, made you hungry, or made you suddenly want to check your own pig feeding habits, smash that like button right now. Subscribe to LawTunes USA and hit the bell for daily animated weird law madness. Comment below, what's the silliest farm or food law you've ever heard? I read every single comment. Until next time, stay curious, stay legal, and whatever you do, don't feed your pigs unauthorized garbage in Arizona. See you in the next one.